this is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin and Cam Water.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Fishies in a row. They're here to make a point and to do Eddie proud. They fan out in the background as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. It all looks pretty good, 2 by 2. We'll stop the camera here. Oh, Eddie would be proud, mate. That was awesome run around turn 1. But oi! Contact with the fishies.
He's made it through. It doesn't look like Angus has made it, but Thomas Freeman's made it through, and Angus is going to suffer the crowd coming through there to be able to turn his car around.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride.
Whatever you ride.
Whatever you ride.
Ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
And they are off. It was a good start from Dylan de Bono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. It's Michael Conchar that's got around Dylan de Bono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cullajar's got past, so Dylan.
Light is coming out and we're about to get going, and we have a green light and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. Just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan de Bono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well, so unfortunately Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred. But
Weekend in, weekend out, Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.
Still great classes of car, and if you are able to, if you're coming up the ranks on iRacing through the licenses, it's a fantastic sort of laneway into prototype driving, going from that GT3 up through the prototype classes. As the safety car pulls in, we get ready to go green as we come up towards the line. Edwards, Hasler, who's going to get the jump down to turn 1, or will any of the fishies, any of the piranhas in behind them, assault them down towards
they're green and they're off.
First lap. Let's go here.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's.
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble's bottle right now because
tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't implemented it, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the SRWtv Shannon's GR86 Nationals Round 3 from Motorland Aragon. I am James Parfett. I'm going to be joined in the booth this evening by one Mr. Stephen Sigovich, who has stepped in to give me a hand on what plans to be some absolutely incredible racing. It is the turn of Motorland Aragon, 5.29 kilometers, and we're at the configuration of the touring car layout. Motorland has got about 3 layouts we can use here as well, but we are using the touring car layout here as well. The outer layout is that long left-hander from the top, from turn 9 all the way down right through to the start-finish straight. There is no hairpin at the bottom, but we are going to be using the hairpin here today. Last time out in Catalonia, it was a very interesting evening of racing, I've got to be honest, and we had some great battles there as well. Gallo taking heat 1, and then we had Josh Houghton taking the double in 2 and the feature. We've got 3 20-minute races here for you this evening as well, with inverts of top 10, but I can tell you what, at the moment, it is very, very tight in the top of the championship. Dylan DeBono is on top with 174, with Miles Burgess on 172, and then Josh Houghton on 168. That is the top 3 at this moment in time. Let's bring in Steve into the booth. Steve, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Voice disappeared completely, and I wasn't sure if it disappeared on the broadcast because the other day it didn't. I thought, oh, maybe I'll just pipe my lungs up a bit here and see what's happening. But I tried this track out last night for the first time, and I thought, what the hell? This is going to be tough. This is going to be really hard for these boys. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a very interesting circuit. They've got 18 corners to contend with here as well. They've got a straight run down into turn 1, and then they're going to have to go directly left, run along of 2 and 3 and 4. It is very hard, and the GR86 is, well, you know, they are kind of mini touring cars. They're not quite touring cars, but that's what kind of they were classed as when they were first come out on the service. And I think at the end of the day, they're great to drive. But how difficult is this circuit? Tell us from your own experience, Steve. What have they got to look forward to here today?
There's some really deep, there's some undulation that comes into this track, and there's a few spots where it seems a lot tighter than it actually is. Like what we're looking at now is all pretty clear, and then it drops down into this section here as you do the far left. It surprises you, it's a little bit tighter than it looks, and then it drops into some deeper points as well. So that corner there is going to be a little bit tricky. The next left-hander coming down the hill is a bit of a tricky one. And then you're following that part where it's like a tight left-hand horseshoe. Again, really tough. Here we come to the downhill sections, and you really got to monitor your braking and make sure you're not oversteering the car or understeering it. This corner here, very tough to get right, left and right, and maintaining pace. A real good spot there where you can get some passing done, because the cars will go wide and then come across the middle. You can see here with Joshua Horton. Joshua Horton's already hugging that tight left, and he's going to be a really tough driver to pass on this track. And I just heard that Cowie is going to join us in a minute, and you'll probably see me, that corner just there, out in the dirt within about 5 or 10 minutes.
Well, there we go. We have got Cowie coming into the booth alongside me here as well. So we're going to be having a little bit of a changeover while Steve goes and gets ready and gets himself all set up. We are going into qualifying now as well. The guys have got 10 minutes of qualifying. 2:20 per lap. They're going to have to get a banker lap in. Otherwise, they are going to be in trouble. It's going to be down at the back of the field. Don't forget, it's Pro-Ams and AMs here this evening as well. So it's going to be in for some interesting races. 30 cars, give or take, on track. Okay, how is that going to work? Because 30 cars across 3 classes can get a little bit manic, mate.
Look, it will get manic, but it sort of seems to. It doesn't seem that packed when you're out there. You get involved in your own race, so you don't realise that there's 30 cars out there. You sort of get involved in your own little world and your own little battles that are going on around you, and that's sort of how the race sort of goes. The only time you realise that there's a lot of guys around you is then when you get lapped quickly on a small track. But most of these tracks so far have been pretty good and pretty easy to get around, and the issue hasn't been there. But the only time that you really will see it and stress to see it, and that's the starting grid. Those first few corners, if they're clean, generally it's an easy one from the guys at the back, and we just start fighting our own little battles because that's all we're really concerned about in the end. Fighting our own little battles, and you'll see me, Dean, and some of the other boys down the very back, and we're in our own little world. We're in our own little race. It's not like we're racing the 30-odd cars, so it makes it really special because you've always got someone around you and someone that's battling for something, and the adrenaline gets the better of you, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the things. You've always got somebody to battle when you are in class racing here as well. And we are, as I say, into qualifying at the moment. We'll see how some of the top runners that do get on the track. We've got Mark Cochran out on the circuit currently at the moment as well. Dylan De Bono setting times on the board. I believe I've got the one, the only Mr. Cowie in the booth with me. Cowie, welcome in.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Good to see you, boys. Sorry I couldn't make it any earlier.
Thank you for joining us. No, that's Cowie. Thank you for joining us. We always say family comes first and friends are family, and I hope your mate's doing well out there, and kudos for you to jumping in and supporting him, mate. That's what we like to see, and that's what SRW is all about. So I'm glad to have you back in because now I can go destroy my my rating and give you guys something to laugh at.
Well, Steve, thank you very much for jumping in with us here, buddy, and I look forward to seeing what you can do on track and how many parts of the circuit you can see.
Catch you guys. Have fun.
Take care. So there we go. We are now joined by Cowie with me. Cowie, welcome, buddy. How are you going on? You all good?
Yeah, mate, look, I'm fine. Just got a mate of mine that was going through a bit of a tough patch at the moment, so I was unable to do the broadcast for the F3s last night. Sort of spent a bit of time with him. It's more just being there, someone to have a chat to. One of our sponsors on my V8s is hashtag Talk to Me Bro, and that's what it's all about. Just if you've got a mate who's doing it a bit tough, just reach out and say hi.
Yeah, I think that's one of the important things that people can realise as well. Just because you're a man, it doesn't make you weak if you need to reach out and speak to somebody. I can tell you that much as well. So don't forget, guys, as well. Boys get sad too. That's the philosophy. That's the saying. And, of course, you can check them out on Instagram as well. Boys get sad too, I think it is as well. They do T-shirts and stuff like that in support of men with mental health troubles as well. So reach out, have a chat to your mate, have a chat to your mum, your dad, anybody you want to really reach out to. It doesn't make you weak. It just means you want to have a good old convo with somebody. So there you go. But we are still into qualifying. We're going to get the first lap times through probably very, very shortly here as well, as they're all coming around to complete what will be the first of the flying laps, as long as they haven't got the off-track sorted out there as well. Cowie, Motorland Aragon, very interesting circuit. Just had a chat with Steve. Going to be very tough for these drivers.
Don't even own the track, buddy. I'm going to have to get you to share your screen, I think, at the moment, because I can't get into it. Can't even select to buy it, so it's going to be completely new for me, and I'd say that it's fairly new for a fair few of these guys out here too.
It's a very interesting circuit, has multiple layouts on it, and I think that's the thing that they're going to really be looking forward to, I think, as well, because Motorland Aragon, there is a big old run from turn 9 down through Marc Marquez, turn 10, of course. Then that runs all the way through round to what is the traditional turn 18 as well, so it doesn't have the hairpin. This version, which is generally made for the touring car version of the circuit, they have got the left, right, left, which is turns 12, 13, 14 and 15 in the middle of it. So that does break up that long straightaway, but they can race on the outer circuit where you don't have that chicane in the middle there as well. Pricey, welcome into YouTube chat. Don't forget, guys, if you are here, like, subscribe, turn on the bells, and do all the other fancy jazz that you can do for completely free on here as well. And if you're watching at home, well, thanks so much for joining us. It's going to be an interesting one. So time's on the board at the moment. Josh Houghton sitting on pole position here, buddy. He did a great job last time out in Catalonia.
Well, this is the first watch of the 86 guys this season, buddy. So there's quite a few names that I'm familiar with. I race against some of them on Tuesday and Sunday nights, and of course talk about a bunch of them on Monday and Wednesday nights. Seems like I almost live here at SRW sometimes.
Oh, mate, that's the thing when you do so many. Trust me, I do so many on a weekly basis. I feel like I'm living, well, I don't even know when I'm sleeping, to be honest, but I feel like I'm living somewhere. I can tell you that much as well. I think most of the time, I'm sure the wife will put a bed in my office if she could, because I'm in there that often. So I feel you on that one, mate. But we've got Dylan DeBono sitting in second. He's on his way around turn 16 on the run through to 17 and 18 at the moment. He's got some greens on the board here with a yellow on the end. Is he going to be able to finish it off, though? An improvement on his time. That would be ideal from him if he can. Currently at the moment, 2:22.21. And Dylan DeBono there will not improve on what he did last time, unfortunately, either. So for Dylan DeBono, it's just going to be the same as it is as per normal. So DeBono in second, Houghton in third. Then we've got Shane Ratcliffe sitting in third at the moment. Daniel Byrne in fourth here as well, with Kurt Chapman in fifth and Tim Corn in sixth here. Dan Batouche, John McHenry, Wayne Edwards, Dan Fritz, all in the top 10 at the moment. Jay Taylor, let's go Project 36, she says there as well. Good luck to everyone tonight, says Sheefy, who is in YouTube chat there with us as well. Cowie, have you seen the GR86s? Have you been out in a GR86? Not necessarily at Aragon, of course, but anywhere out in general?
I have. I know when we were near the end of the season, or I think it might have been in between seasons, I was able to jump on and do a race with some of the boys in this league. It's a very different car that I'm used to, but it's one of those cars that's going to bring close racing. So much like the V's on Monday night, we should see them close, wheel-to-wheel action.
Yeah, we definitely should, and I think this is one of the things. This car, unlike others within the iRacing service, isn't made of cardboard. It's not, like an SR10, where if you tap it, the front end folds up, and then before you know it, you've lost half the speed, you don't know what's gone on, and before you know it, you're in the pits for repair. These are kind of based off that mini touring car kind of run with them, and I think that's going to be the thing that's going to make them quite interesting. They're not the most powerful, do you know what I mean? You've got a 2.4 litre four-cylinder engine in them, 6-speed sequential speed gearbox, but they do deliver some oomph when you get going, and they're really exciting. I know I've got a friend who absolutely despises cars. Like, he just turns around and says, no, I don't like them. For me, I quite like these. You can get them in, you can get your elbows out. You can see Daniel Byrne going down the straight at the moment. He's nearly topping 200 kilometres an hour. So they've got a little bit of oomph in them, but they're not quite, W12, W13 speed.
Well, I'm used to the V8 when if you give it a little bit too much throttle, it steps out on you. So I always feel like I'm even slower in a car like this, where the instinct to just put the foot to the metal is got ingrained out of you if you drive the V8s for long enough. So and then you get to a car like this where you really need to step on it as much as you can, as quick as you can.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You've just got to be a little bit more mindful with this car. It doesn't kind of like, you've almost got to treat the throttle like a lady. It's got to be a little bit gentle, don't apply too much pressure, and she'll treat you nice. But here we go. Here is the grid. Joshua Houghton in first, Dylan DeBono second with Shane Ratcliffe third, Daniel Byrne in fourth, Kurt Chapman in fifth, and Tim Cornt in sixth. Dan Batouche in seventh with John McHenry eighth, Wayne Edwards in ninth, and then Dan Fritz in 10th. And then we have got Mitch Noble in 11th with Peter Wilkinson in 12th. Then beyond that, we've got Dylan Brzezny in 13th, Mark Cochran 14th, Marty Walker 15th, Mark Turner 16th, Dean Sinkovic 17th, Matt Feely 18th, Ryan Price at 19th, Callum Heinrich in 20th. And then in 21st, it's Vic. Oh dear, Vic, I'm sorry. I'm not going to try and pronounce your last name because I'm probably going to get it completely wrong there. Ben Velzen. There we go. I think that's my best effort. With Kevin Wakefield, Greg Johnson and Thomas Freeman rounding out the top 24. On from that, in 25th is Sam. Oh, I do love Sam. I'll talk about Sam in a minute. With Cam Hardwick and Callum alongside him. And then we've got Brandon Griffiths, David Simmons, Phil Buckland. Then we've got down at the back here as well, Stephen Sinkovic here, all on the circuit as well. Good old Sam. I do love Sam. I tried to pronounce his last name in the first race of last week, and then I gave up after that. And then, bless him, little cotton socks, he sent me through a soundbite of how to say his name properly as well. So good old Sam there helping out the commentators.
I butcher his name every Wednesday night, Sam Catakazinas. But and even then I tried to say it nice and smooth and I still butchered it. That's how it works. Sam's used to it by now, I'm sure.
He did. He reached out to me. He was like, JP. I was like, yes, Sam. How are you? My last name. I was like, please don't. I forgive myself for trying to pronounce it, to be honest. He said, let me send it to you in a soundbite. I was like, great, cheers, mate. And I sat there the other day listening to it about 15 times, and I still couldn't match up to how he said it. So, Sam, I apologise. I do love you, buddy, but I didn't quite get it right either. So, there we go. Right, the grid is up. Joshua Howard sitting on that pole position. He is absolutely out in front. Can he repeat what he did last time out as well in Catalonia? Well, we're going to find out, guys, as we're going to be underway for the first 20-minute heat here as well. Dylan De Bono is on the grid right next to him. Ratcliffe is there as well. Then we got Thomas Freeman, Sam Catakazunis, there as well in 25th. We'll just wait for him to get onto the track, and then we will be up and running. Don't forget, guys, let us know who your favourite driver is. Hashtag surname. Should we go with that here this evening? And let me know who you think's going to win. 3 heats, of course, 3 20-minute heats here this evening with inverts on the grid as well. So we're just waiting for the last of the cars to get on, and then where we will be up and running and underway here. So very exciting.
Didn't you mean there before hashtag butchered surnames?
Well, you can put that one on if you want. Hashtag give the commentary some more MP4s. The lights are on, the lights are out, and we are green, green, green. Wow, there was a massive start by somebody on the left-hand side there who ended up having to go off the side of the circuit here currently as well. But it is Josh Howard takes the whole shot. He has taken the lead. They've gone round in the middle. Oh no, they've gone round in the middle here as well. Peter Wilkinson having a little bit of a battle once more. Unfortunately for him, he's gone round currently at the back of the pack as well here. Some great start. Tim Conch, Sean Rafferty, Daniel Byrne, Dan Patouche has all gone round here as well, Cowie. Not a great start for some, but a good start for Josh, who's out in front with Dylan De Bono behind him in second.
There was a red and white car going 3 wide into T1 there, and I could see it getting squeezed. And by the looks, that's what's happened. So,
yeah, that was Daniel Byrne there as well.
Yeah,
Dan Byrne there, unfortunately, having a little bit of an incident with himself. They're taking the corner 3 wide is never a good idea here. We'll try and have a look back at what happened. There is Dan Byrne in the middle of the pack. You can't do that. It's never going to work out for you. Then, unfortunately, they come across. There was contact, and then, unfortunately, everybody else ended up getting themselves involved. So not a good start for Daniel Byrne. So consistent last week as well. He did an absolutely stellar job. But we've got Josh Howard out in front with Dylan De Bono, John McHenry and Kirk Chapman behind. Chapman's got Mitch Noble tucked up right behind him at the moment as well. So these guys are battling it out on lap 1. We're coming onto the long straightaway through turn 15 for that leader who is not going to have to worry about the draft here, Cowie. He's broken free. He's 1.1 seconds down, and he has broken the draft here as well. He needs to be within about 5/10 of that draft area to make it through. Mitch Noble, however, has got a great opportunity to make the pass into turn 16.
With the V8 supercar, the draft is probably a little bit bigger, seeing a big bulky machine. So I thought that a second might keep him right on the cusp of it. The Knoll deep under brakes there. With a nice move, Mitch Noble, but then the switchback. I suppose that's what happens. You go deep. How do these things handle the curbs, JB?
They're pretty good, to be fair, but they're pretty good. They're like any curb. If you're going to whack the accelerator on while you're on a curb and you've got 2 wheels on a curb and 2 wheels off, you are going to be in a little bit of trouble. But overall, they're generally quite smooth. They're really nice to drive. If you've got time, Cowie, you jump in one and put it on a different track, of course, and then give it a run and see how it gets on. It does handle it quite well. As I say, it's more on a mini touring car. But if you like that V8 supercars where you got to feather the throttle and be a bit gentle, you might get on all right with the GR86s here, bub, because I can tell you now, they are that kind of car. You do need to be gentle. If you slam the throttle down at any corner, that rear end is going to want to swap with the front, and that's how it's got to be. They've got to be a little bit gentle. Mitch Noble chasing down currently at the moment Kirk Chapman here. So Kirk Chapman up in front of us. He's got John McHenry further up the line there as well. These guys are having a nice little freeway battle between themselves currently here as well. Movers and shakers. Well, there's a lot of them, and I can tell you one, Callan Hodgkinson is up 15 places, and we're only on lap 2, Cowie. That is a gain and a half for a man sitting down in 12th overall.
Callan, another one of those guys that drives just about everything here at SRW, but he is a bit of a rear guard bandit, so he tends to jump on a session 20 minutes before, because that's when he gets home from work, straight in, drive it, and qualifying is really just an extension of practice for him sometimes, so he can struggle not to move up the inside there too.
You know what, as well, Cowie, on that one, I'm going to interject. I hate people like that. I hate people who have no practice and are still rapid. I can practice all day for an event and I still suck coming into the race. So fair play, Callan, there as well, if that's something he could do, Cowie, because I can't do that.
Yeah, he's a racer at heart. He loves it. I've had some good battles with him. I think I had another good battle with him on Tuesday night. So he's always in and about, and fair will give plenty of room. Like everyone else, he'll get the switch of race control every now and again, but that's just because he's right in the thick of the action all the time.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. When you put yourself in that position, you are going to have that there. Chapman up front. He's got Mitch Noble climbing on the inside of him currently as well. Noble's going to have the inside line for turn 1. Josh Houghton and Dylan DeBono have swapped places as well. That's going to be on the run down into turn 16. That would have happened as well. We'll have a look back and see if we can find where Dylan DeBono did get Josh Houghton on that one here as well. And this is where it took place as well. Oh, Houghton had to go wide. Yeah, he had to avoid that big old tyre barrier, unfortunately, as well. That's coming on to the long straightaway here at Aragon as well. So yeah, tough for Josh Houghton. Did lose the lead by making a little bit of a mistake there as well. But Mitch Noble tucked up in this battle with McHenry's clear. Chapman's clear McHenry as well. Now Noble's going to go up the inside as they're coming through into turn 7. It is going to be Noble. They're going to be running side by side now as well. Noble's going to have the inside line. Is Chapman going to run him around the outside? They're going to go too wide. They're dropping down the hill now into the left-hander. McHenry's come through like an absolute banshee. He's made the move as well. Now we're going to go on to the back straight. It's going to be a 3-car drive here, Cowie. 3-car draft as they're going to get onto this little short run round into turn 12. It's going to be an exciting one between these 3, but let's hope it don't end up with one of them in the gravel.
We saw a 3-car draft. It was looking like they were going to go 3 wide there for a moment, but yeah, look, it's keeping everyone in the action. That toe, you can see here the guys battling hard. The one issue that this does create is that it's going to give Horton and DeBono that gap in front, because while these 3 are battling, they're not chasing down the 2 guys out front.
Yeah, I think, but then It's Noble gets it all a little bit wrong there. Now we've got McHenry. Now he's got Chapman in his sights. The draft is closing up front. De Bono and Houghton as well. Houghton's going to try and take the inside line. De Bono's left the door open. He's left the door. Is Houghton going to send it in deep on him here as well? He's not this time around. What's going to happen? McHenry's not going to let that go. He's going to try and take the inside line as well. Oh, Noble's coming in like a banshee. Mitch. Get it! Oh, get it! Stop, son! And behind that, as you can see, Wilkinson, Ratcliffe and Cochrane still fighting it out as well towards the back end as they're coming around 16, 17 and 18 now. The final 3 corners before they're on the straight. And it is Feely here trying to chase down on Cochrane. Cochrane's got Ratcliffe right beside him. And they've got Wilkinson just in front of him. They're coming down into the left-hander of turn 1 now as well. And a great little battle here. Cochrane and Ratcliffe in the thick of it as well, Cowie. Great action through the front packs at the moment.
There's like, I think it's like watching the Formula V's on Monday night where we just end up with these little clumps of battle packs, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 cars. Oh, nice move. De Bono at the inside there, a little bit of door banging. You don't see that in the Formula V's or the F3s because they break.
Yeah, they do.
But these battle packs, you know, I mean, that's what we come to see. We come to watch racing, you know, broadcasting it out there in YouTube land. I mean, you want some excitement, and there's nothing like wheel-to-wheel action to, you know, stir the blood.
Yeah, absolutely. De Bono and Houghton here as well. But, ooh, Dylan, watch the tyre barrier there, son. I tell you what, that tyre barrier is so not placed in a good place because, and this one, as well, because otherwise you will end up coming around the corner and finding tyres right in front of you. Next thing you know, you're up in the air, your bonnet's all gone and you lost your grate and radiator and everything else all in the process. So there we go, as Houghton takes a big old dose of curb going into turn 12. Now running it through 13. De Bono still tucked up behind him as well. Houghton dropping down into 14. He's going to go left into 15. De Bono's got 4 attempts. Is that going to be enough to try and get a bit of a run here, Cowie? It's normally round about that half-second mark. It will start coming down a lot more quicker than when it gets down into 2 attempts. But at the moment, he's not really getting the draft tone. Now it's kicked in. You can see it plunge on the left-hand side there as well. Down to 3 attempts currently at the moment. Here we go now. De Bono's bringing it down to 2 attempts. Isn't going to have enough to get into the corner. He's going to go and try and send it in. He's got, thought better of it than De Bono. Almost there, Cowie. 3 attempts seems to be about the limit going down that back straight.
It is close. Dylan De Bono, one of our real life drivers, drives the Hyundai XLs in real life. Has always been quick and at the front of the pack at just about everything he drives. And they're showing some smarts. I think that might have even been a little faint. He probably wasn't going to go up the inside there, but try and make Horton think that he is to get him offline.
All about playing the game. It's all about setting him up. It's all about making sure he's going to have the door open. The door's going to be open now as well. He's pulled it tight to Bono. He's allowed Houghton to take his line. Most people would have opened up the steering and just let Houghton know that it's there and not to try and play games, but they're going to be side by side now on out of 5. Down through 6 they go, coming into the right-hander of 7. Houghton's going to have the inside line as long as De Bono leaves him space. He doesn't. Houghton's going to try to cut back coming out of turn 7 now as well. He's gone round the outside. He's made it work. The man, Josh Houghton. That, Cowie, you can safely say was a move and a half.
De Bono was trying for a block pass then, I think, and just couldn't get the car quite over far enough to block the run that Horton had. So yeah, no, some good gamesmanship going on between the boys here, and both of them fighting hard. What this is doing is the gap for 3rd and 4th that are no longer fighting, that's coming down. So if this goes on much longer, we're going to have a 4-way battle.
Yeah, coming into 12 now as well. Houghton takes a lot more curve than De Bono does. He's round 13 again, running the curve, running close to that tyre barrier as possible. We've broken into the last 9 minutes. Now they're going to go right round 14. Down through 15 they go. Now onto that long run again as well. 4 attempts. It's swapped the other way now. De Bono's got the 4 attempts. Houghton's got the 3. He's got the 3.5. He's coming down below 3 now. Down into 2. Is he going to get 2.5? He is. Is he going to get the 1? Can he get the 1 attempt? gap. He does. It's like playing bingo here with Houghton. He's got the 1/10. He's going to try and go around the outside into turn 16. Is he going to be able to make it through? He's not. He's got to switch it back. He's got to switch it back. De Bono's got it deep. Houghton's going to get through there on the switchback, Cowie. And that was all on Dylan De Bono, rear mirror driving and watching what Houghton was doing.
Commitment. I think they're both trying to psych each other out and see who could break the deepest. And, you know, again, this is sort of part of the gamesmanship. I mean, one of the things with these cars is it's all about that momentum. So if you can carry a little bit more momentum than your opponent, you know, you're carrying higher mid-corner speed, as long as it sticks on exit, then you get a great run. But you can see here that fine line between getting that right and getting it slightly wrong and running a little deep or a little wide just opens the door for your opponent.
Yeah, it definitely does here, and I think you see off the rear back of De Bono's car, he takes the curb going now as well. More curb in the GR86s. Once more, he's doing an absolutely stellar job. He's just gone up alongside. Now we're on board Houghton's car. We can see De Bono on the right for that Velocity Simlab machine. Houghton's going to try to cut back again. He's going to try and get him deep. Oh, yeah! Houghton may have just missed that one shot. As Eminem said, you get one shot, one opportunity. Are you going to capture it? Well, Houghton tried, and unfortunately, he come no more way with an empty net there for Josh Houghton. And all it's done is put him into the clutches of Chapman behind him and McHenry behind that as well. He had to go for it, though, Cowie. He wanted to keep up the racing. That's fine. But as you say, one shot, you've got to get it right.
Well, look, both of them showing good skill there to deal with that tap, because it could have easily spun both of them out and put them right to the back of the field. So I think, you know, good driving on both parts there. Maybe a little ambitious from Horton, but as you said, you know, you're fond of saying, you know, to finish first you must finish. Well, in these things, it's also, you know, if the opportunity is there, as Ayrton Senna would say, it's a gap, and I don't go for it, I'm not a driver anymore.
Absolutely, I do fully agree with that one. That battle's going to settle down. But I can tell you one battle that is materialising. This is for third at the moment here as well in the AM class. These guys, Brendan Soper and Kevin Wakefield, battling away here as well. So they're doing a great job. We've got Callum Hodgkinson up 20 positions now over Mark Cochran. Callum there just about gone up 20 positions in Cochran. De Bono's made a mistake, and I can tell you why, because Houghton's there again. Now De Bono goes on the defence. Houghton goes around the outside. Chapman's coming into the battle. They're side by side going. Oh, my dearie me. Gee whiz, Batman. I'm going to need a defib by the end of this one, I can tell you that much, if Houghton and De Bono keep going like this, Cowie.
And look at Chapman, he's closed right up on the back of it. He's just shaken off John McHenry there for a moment, but knowing John, he'll be ready to pounce on any mistakes from these guys. And as you said, yeah, look, I think each of these drivers is pushing so hard, and when you're out front, you know, sometimes it can be good to be second. You see where the opponent is pushing, but out front, you've got to carve your own race and your own path. And Dylan there just maybe running a little wide there. You can see that Horton getting a great run out of that corner. It seems to be one of the ones he's getting a lot of mid-corner speed and able to use that X's carry a lot of speed.
Yeah, he is.
Here De Bono's been nice and tight. This is the tight line, but coming down on to another opportunity for Horton. Look, carrying good mid-corner speed, and he's going to get up the inside here, but De Bono is going to hold the inside for the next corner, so... yeah, they're just positioning their cars in the right place at the moment. Horton's done it well. De Bono setting him up for that switchback. I think we're also looking at maybe two different driving techniques as well that are showcased here. And Chapman, well, he is saying, keep this going, boys, because I'm ready to pounce.
And he's going to come as well. He is going to come. The draft is strong here as well. I felt like the guy out
weaving.
Only once though, Dylan. Come on, let's not give you knit needles and weave me a jumper on the way down the straight there, buddy. Let's just keep it once. Here we go now. Houghton's going to make a move. No. Chapman, no. no, it's not going to work out. Howard's going to go in deep. De Bono's going to look at Char and come through. Chapman's going to say thank you very much. He's going to be side by side on the turn of 16. Now through 17 they go. Chapman's going to have the inside for 18. He's going to have that inside line here as well. Now Houghton's got to try again. He's got to get past Chapman. He's got to get past De Bono. And that's all because, as we know, going in deep into that turn 16, that is the result for Josh Houghton. He's now got to try and battle McHenry and also Ratcliffe. McHenry's not letting up here, and Chapman's not letting up either, with McHenry tucked up right behind him. Now Houghton's in the mix, and now this is where De Bono, mate, he can get down the road like a scolded cat.
Well, one thing I will say about these boys is they certainly aren't leaving anything to chance. There's all manner of opportunities, and they're having a go at it, whether or not it works or not. So big move there from Horton. Chapman was waiting to pounce, and he's done well. But you can see that even, Dylan has broken free a little bit, but these guys, as the pack, when they file in behind each other and they're actually battling in the corner, they're catching up to De Bono. Look, that gap is now under a second.
But have you ever heard of racing drivers not wanting to battle each other, Cowie?
Oh, I'm not saying that they're not wanting to. It's just there's enough of a gap between the three of them that you don't have to drive defensive, so they can focus on pace and just that little bit of toe. Look, in this point here, all three of them, neither of them are in a position to be able to attack for the next corner, but filing in behind each other, it's helping them all bring that gap down to De Bono out front.
Yeah, it is. It's teetering on that second mark at the moment. They've got to try and get it down below that. Houghton's going to want to wish he can get past Chapman here. His drafting is about 3 tenths. We did say that at the top of the show. It is now coming down. This is where Houghton's got an opportunity. We're going to be on the final lap this time around as well. Coming up to 19 minutes. So it will be the final lap. Barney will be waving frantically as they come over the line. Houghton, surely you've got to get up there, son, otherwise you're going to struggle and not get Dylan by the end of this. He is. Can he get it stopped? He can. Great move from Josh Houghton. He knew he needed to do that. Chapman's going to look at coming back on the outside through turn 17. Houghton's just got to block off his run in through 18, which he did do really well there. Now it's all about getting after Dylan De Bono. They've got a second to make up here, Cowie. Is it going to be possible, do you think?
Look, nothing is impossible, but he's got Chapman who's still fighting hard for P2. So, but look at that, that gap came down by about 2 tenths in the space of, 3 corners. Now De Bono getting a nice run and nice exit through there and just extended it back out. But we're seeing it ebbs and flows. I think there's, out of all 3 of these drivers here, they've got different strong points where they're, making a move or attacking a line through the corner that seems to, give them more pace through a section of the track, but then that'll compromise you for the next section. So, yeah, we're seeing some interesting tactics from the drivers here. Chapman having a little look up the inside.
Yeah,
but as you said, De Bono would be hoping these guys keep their fight going, because that's going to give him the chance to keep that gap out at about a second and almost guarantee him the win. We're halfway around now, buddy, so not long to go.
They're not. They're coming around turn 9 now as well through Marquez. Houghton's made a mistake. That's going to allow Chapman to go through. Is McHenry going to get Houghton as well? He is. Houghton's car's broke. The front left suspension's on the deck. You can see it there as well. Houghton is now just trying to grab that car and get it to the end as quickly as possible. I don't think he's going to be able to. He's done the suspension in the car as well. The front right's on the floor. The front left's on the floor, sorry. You can see it there. Live on your screen, he's collapsed the front left suspension, and it could have just happened. He might have just tagged one of them tyre barriers here, Cowie, as well.
I was going to say,
yeah, or the sausage
curbs. I was going to say that the tyre barrier looks like the culprit, but yeah, sorry there, buddy.
That's all right. He has. Look, he's ripped it off, and he's just trying to toodle that car round. and he can't do much about it at the moment. Hodgkinson, Noble and Cochrane are running down here as well. We'll keep an eye on Dylan De Bono as he's coming down the final corner. Now he's going to come over the line and take that victory, but you can see Noble, Cochrane and Hodgkinson free going in now as well. Are they going to take it free wide into turn 16? De Bono's coming around the final corner. He's going to get the run up into the line. Dylan De Bono is your winner of race 1. De Bono takes it. De Bono gets the whole shot. De Bono gets the win, and then Chapman comes in second place there as well. We have McHenry in third. How did the Noble battle go? Well, Mitch Noble's come out on top at the moment. Is he going to get the run down to the line over Hodgkinson? It looks like Noble is. Hodgkinson's going to come, and it's going to be Noble. He does get the position away there as well. What about Houghton? He's coming over the line. Look at the front left. It's on the deck. He's broken it. He's left suspension rings and all sorts that we'll see on eBay a little bit later on here. Off the circuit there as Sam Marshall runs in and says, thank you very much, I'll have that one. So great battling all the way through. Daniel Byrne at the back for the Carlin Motorsport boy is not going to be best impressed there as well. He got caught up with the action. He's had what we call a roller coaster of a race 1. Is he going to be able to come back in race 2 and settle it down after that one? No, Cowie. It's a big loss for Dan Byrne. He did a lot better last time out in Catalonia. And the first race has not gone his way.
God, you know, it's one of those things. He was the meat in the sandwich there at T1. I think, you know, Hodgkinson up 20-something positions. He would have picked up a good sort of 10 in that little kerfuffle at the start of the race. But, yeah, the talking point, Horton breaking that right-hand wheel and suspension. I was keeping an eye on him. Is it a reverse top 10 for race number 2?
Yeah.
He's finished 11th, so he's still going to have to make his way through some people in front. I thought he might have dodged it with a P1 start for race number 2 with a 10th finish, but not to be.
Definitely not to be, unfortunately, for Houghton there as well. We will keep going. As a few people have been off track. Dean Sinkovich has been off the circuit as well. Unfortunately, he's been a long way back currently as we're waiting for him to come over the line. And Ben Bilson as well. Sorry, Vic, if I've butchered that, mate. I do apologise there, buddy, as well. But that is the end of the result. We can bring you up the results now as well. Who's going to be here? Who's going to be at the front? Well, Dylan De Bono is your winner with Kurt Chapman in second and John McHenry in third. There your pro. 1, 2, 3. In the Pro-Ams, Ratcliffe takes the win. He's got Hodgkinson, Cochrane, Katakazunis behind him in seventh. Felia Bartush rose off the pro standings there as well. That's a 1, 2, 3 for them. Then we've got Houghton. He made it into 10th, mind you, by the looks of the results I've got on my screen. Yeah. Ryan Price in 11th, Dan Fritz in 12th, Wilkinson down in 13th with Heinrich Hardwick, Marty Walker and Noble back there as well. Fritz taking the win in the AM, Kevin Wakefield getting that second place. On from that, Brendan Soper in 19th, Dan Byrne in 20th, Wayne Edwards 21st, Stephanie Piccoli in 22nd, Dylan Bezegny in 23rd, Tim Korn in 24th, Brandon Gribbis 25th with Phil Buckland and Greg Johnson rounding out the 26th and 27th. David Simmons in 28th, Vic Benzvalen in 29th, Sinkovich there, Stephen Sinkovich in 30th, Dean Sinkovich in 31st, Mark Turner and Thomas Freeman rounding out the back end there as well. Great action already here, Cowie, and I think if that's race 1, what's race 2 going to bring us? As Houghton's on pole.
Well, I think having a look at that standings there at the end, wasn't Mitch Noble up inside the top 10?
Yep.
And then he finished 17th, so I wouldn't be surprised that he's picked up that 17th X with an off-track out there, and that's given him a drive-through penalty. On the last lap of the race, you can't serve that. So what iRacing does is it tacks on 40 seconds. So that's what's got Horton to the front for race number 2 for this reverse top 10.
Yeah, Houghton on front there. Josh Houghton next to Dan Batusha and Matt Feely with Sam Katakazunis. Sorry, Sam. In fourth there and Mark Cochrane in fifth. He'll send it to me again. He'll be like, James, you still got it wrong. I'm like, yes, Sam, I do apologise. Deeply do apologise.
I think he's given up I think he's given up trying to correct me, so because I haven't seen any messages there for a few weeks. But it is one of our things here, buddy. If you're going to butcher a name, you might as well butcher it properly.
I agree. I do fully agree. And I do try and do a good job at it as well, Cowie. So there we go. Dan Matouche, Matt Feely, Katakazunis, Cochrane, Ratcliffe, McHenry, Chapman, De Bono in that 10th spot. Of course, your winner from race 1 who's sitting in 10th at the moment here as well. So we're just waiting for a few more to get onto the grid. Heinrich there as well. Josh Houghton has taken that whole shot at the moment. He should, in theory, take the win now for Josh. He should be able to break away from the guys behind him, Dan Matouche, Matt Feely, and maybe open up a chance here as well. He's got Callan Hodgkinson, though, however, sitting in 6th overall, and that could be an interesting one for these guys. The lights are in. We've got 5, and we are up and running, and it is green, green, green as the GR86s fill up the grid with smoke all day, baby. And it is Josh Houghton out in front currently at the moment here as well. He's taking that whole shot at the moment. It's Dan Matouche. He's trying to push him. Houghton, if you're going to mess it up, you might as well mess it up in turn 1. That's Katakazunis, that's Ratcliffe, all involved in a little bit of a ta-ta-ta-ta-ta at the back there. And unfortunately, Houghton and Matouche is got away. Callan Hodgkinson's gone round. He has gone down the order faster than an elevator with no brakes in Trump Towers, unfortunately for him. He's dropped all the way down into 27th place for Hodgkinson. Oh, Howard, keep it on track, son. That's all you've got to do as he's trying to break away here as well, Cowie. What is going on here currently at the moment?
Old tyres, I would say. That's what that had a look of it, with the rear of the car rotating around, and so try to get on the power, carry a bit more speed through that entry, and the grip is just not there. The tyres aren't up to speed just yet, and we saw Horton have a similar issue there, but he managed to catch it before the car rotated around too far.
Houghton out in front of Patouche, Feely, De Bono all the way up 6 places already. He had the opportunity, he took hold of it, said thank you very much. What about Fritz and Hardwick? Well, the Fritz is in that grey and green machine with Chapman in the black and white. They're in front of him currently at the moment. Now he's got Dan Byrne, who's also up 11 places for the man that had what is only classed as a roller coaster in race 1. Now he's going to try and make his way through. There's been swaps around here as well. Feely and De Bono and Feely and De Bono are swapping backwards and forwards, but it is Houghton out in front and Patouche in second. Now we've got Feely, De Bono, Cochrane and Chapman tucked up right behind him as De Bono's going to be looking at taking the inside line there as well. Feely's got no defence. He is absolutely stranded on that outside. De Bono's just got to get it stopped and the job is done. He's just got to get it stopped. Where are you going, Cochrane? Where are you going? Where are you going? You're going up the inside of Feely. Cochrane took the opportunity there as well. He was like a lion over the injured gazelle and he took his chance there and got past Matt Feely that time around.
I think De Bono had a moment there before because he was racing close with Dan Bartush in front of him, but he's done well to get back around and can now concentrate on getting the back up onto the back of Dan. But nice action here as the boys battling hard through T1.
Oh, De Bono there as well. We got Cochrane and Feely. Houghton's off. Howard's off. He's off. Oh, no, he's back. No, he's back again. Oh, blimey. I thought, oh no, he's off. No, he's back. I don't know.
I think he's having some internet issues, maybe. So,
yeah. Josh Houghton.
A little bit of flickering there.
Josh Houghton.
And I think, look, if he's...
Go on, Cowie.
I was going to say, if he's out front, then that might be the best place for him if he can stay out there if he's flickering. Because if he gets close to other cars around him, that's when race control is going to say to him, you need to do something about your connection.
Yeah, we had that. My boy had that last night. He was running the Daytona 500. And there was a kid in there whose internet was worse than mine. And don't get me wrong, I've got to go out and feed my guinea pig to get running in the loop to give me internet. You know what I mean? And this guy's was worse than that. And he was flashing all over the place. And he had caused about 5 wrecks throughout that one. Mind you, that race did, unfortunately for my boy, go on for about 5 hours. So poor little mate had to sit there for 5 hours with it. He did ring me up at one point. He said, Dad, can you come and put a pillow under my bum? There as well, so bless his little cotton socks. But he started at the back and he finished in 15th, I think it was, so it wasn't too bad for him. As we got Chapman and Cochrane still battling around here as well. Don't forget, it is Daytona 500 week on iRacing at the moment, so if you want to get yourselves involved, there are dates available. 2 races tonight, I believe, as well. So it's something that you can, if you want to get yourself involved with, you will. I'm booked in for my Saturday morning slot, so that's when I'm going to be doing my 500, as Cochrane and Chapman are going to be doing theirs at the moment as well. They're coming down the start straight, not the start finish straight, sorry, that long back straight. We've got Cochrane on the right hand side in the silver machine. We've got Chapman alongside him in the black and the white here as well. He's going to take that inside line coming down into 16. Can he get it stopped at the moment? He does get it stopped there as well for Cochrane, and Chapman does get it stopped and makes it through as well. So great job from him. Now, there we go. We've got Houghton still in front. Batouche about 8 tenths back at the moment.
Well, he's controlling it at the moment, Horton, with his internet flickering in and out like that. But Dan Batouche, he's one of those names too. I've seen a fair bit of him in the F3s in previous seasons. Hasn't been racing him the last couple of seasons, I don't think. But he has been, with the GR86s here for the past few seasons as well. And has very much been a contender. So at the moment, he's right where he wants to be. Probably this time early on in the race. I don't know if you necessarily want to be first. As long as you can keep him close. Good action there too, buddy.
Daniel Byrne, with Fritz there as well. Cochrane's in front. He's trying to get away from Feely. Feely's trying to escape Byrne and escape Fritz in the background. We've got McHenry trying to close in as well here. He's one place behind these guys. 4 tenths out in front at the moment. I'll keep an eye because we know when he goes onto the straight, if he gets free, but Dan Batouche is going to be in the chance of making it through. But at the moment, Cochrane, Feely, Fritz and Byrne battling it out for that mid-pack battle. This is the lead in a lot of classes here. Batouche is leading the pros. Feely's in there as well. Fritz in there. So great action from these guys battling it out for this mid-pack here as well. De Bono also up front with Dan Batouche as well. He's coming into turn 12, the left-hander. Batouche is going to unfortunately lose that place to De Bono. De Bono's on a flyer. And where have we seen this one before, Cowie? De Bono and Houghton out in front.
Well, they've decided to do it sort of 2 different ways, one finishing 10th and one finishing 1st, and they swapped spots, but it's back on again. These guys, driving well. I was going to give Fritzy a good bit of rap back there too, because he saw Daniel Byrne trying to go around the outside there, and he ran the car wide and owned that spot, and Byrne had nowhere to go, had to come to the inside, and Fritzy was able to maintain the momentum around the outside of the next corner. So, good to see one of the AMs, matching it with the pros and pushing him.
Yeah, as we've got Cochrane and Feely there side by side as well. Feely's just gone up the inside over Cochrane. We've got Fritz in the mix. Then we've got Dan Byrne and McHenry. Now McHenry has caught up. This is turning into a 5-car battle. Survival of the fittest here as well. This is the elimination chamber. This is who's going to hold on. This is Feely. This is Cochrane. Cochrane's on the inside in that silver machine. He's got up the inside of Feely as well. Fritz is going to want a piece of it. Carlin Motorsport, Dan Byrne also wants to get himself back on track after his poor race 1. He is sitting currently up 8 places in 12th at the moment. This man has got pace for days. He has got pace on the clock. He's got pace in the car. Can he now make it through as he's coming up into the left-hander at turn 4 and 5? Byrne now. Feely next on his list as well. Oh, McHenry's gone and sent it up the inside. Didn't quite make it. But McHenry had a big old send there, Cowie.
I think Byrne got checked a little bit by Feely in front of him, and that opened the door for McHenry to have a bit of a dive there. So good awareness from John to see that opportunity. We see Dylan here trying to make a move, and you can see there that was an interesting take where Horton went at the inside the block and De Bono got out of it and then switched back, and he's got the job done.
Yeah, but it's now going to put De Bono under attack in the draft, of course, here as well. Houghton now on the left-hand side. And De Bono in that Velocity Sim Lab machine. Black, silver in front here as well. Round through turn 13. You can see the curve now as well. Houghton giving it a little bit of a wide berth this time around. He did look like he snapped that suspension in that machine as well. That front left as you're looking at the machine, or the front right as you're driving it, depending on which angle you're looking at. But now we are on the straightaway once more. We can see the queue of Cochrane, Feely and Byrne behind them now. Now Houghton's time's going to come down. He's going to get the 3. Is he going to get the 2? He's going to get the 2 very, very shortly. He's going to try and go around the outside. De Bono's gone on the defensive, coming into 16 at the moment. Now De Bono's going to go hard on the brakes. Houghton's going to try and switch back on him. Not going to make it work, I don't think. Cochrane, Byrne, 3 wide coming into turn 16. Brave. Oh, Cochrane's got a slow exit. No, that's going to go. It's going to...
Oh, Byrne.
Oh.
That was interesting to see Byrne. He went right around the outside because he knew that would give him the inside for the next corner. Just got checked a little bit. I think Feely didn't know really that he was there. Had turned down and closed the door. And so a good escape from Byrne. That could have gone nasty real quick.
Definitely could have gone very, very wrong. We've got Feely, we've got Byrne, we've got Fritz all in this battle. This is 5th all the way down into 13th. And I'm not...
more contact.
Damn, Byrne, where are you going? Surely there's got to be a slowdown. He missed so much of that corner. He wasn't even in the right zip code for it, Cowie.
Well, I think, again, another one where he thought there was half a slip and Feely just closed the door, as he was entitled to, and then had nowhere to go. So I think smart driving to maybe take the slow down rather than take out your opponent.
Oh, Fritz, Byrne.
Driving like he means it.
I'll tell you what, Dan Byrne is definitely putting their power a bit, I can tell you that much. Here as well, the leaders are near enough swapping their side by side. Sorry, I was so engrossed in the action with what was going on there as well. They're door rubbing, they're swapping paint. Oh, the Bono, Howard into turn 12, the left-hander. Howard likes to curb. He didn't get the curb this time around. De Bono closed them off. Batush is coming into it. Chapman's going to be coming into it as well here. 4-car fight, Cowie for the lead. And then we got no fewer than about 9 cars further back for 5th.
Mate, when cars are battling hard like this, it just condenses everyone together. And you can see De Bono, Horton, they're not interested in, working together to break the toe to the field. They want to get all the glory right now, and it's the action. And as you said before, do you know a driver that's going to let off? And if he's not your teammate, maybe work together. Bartosz looking for a move up the inside of Chapman there too. It's Bono deep. To see that move there, even though Chapman closed down and De Bono made sure he was on the inside for the next corner, because that's where you can seal the deal.
Cochrane, Byrne.
So you see here, even
all fighting out here as well, Cowie. They're still scrapping away. We've got 4. Your front 4 are together. Then your next 8 at the moment. They've dropped Wilkinson off, unfortunately, a little bit there with Price. They've dropped off the back, but they're still going on here as well. Houghton and De Bono still side by side. Chapman's in there. Batush is staying in there as well, Cowie. Where do we point the camera as we've got 8.5 minutes remaining?
Well, I think you've got to look at 3 wide for the lead here at the moment. De Bono going back through. But we can just see that the guys are comfortable in running certain lines, like Horton there, making sure I can run wide there because I've got the inside for the next corner. And you can see De Bono trying to switch up the inside to claim it here. Oh, contact, no. But around the outside of that corner, we've seen great pace. So, yeah, it's interesting. Again, we talk about momentum. We talk about trying to drive in and own the corner and maybe block pass. But it seems that, this track is giving us great action and enabling the guys to run wide, making that block pass, almost impossible to pull off.
Settle down in this front 4 now. Let's check in with the next 9. Well, there they are. Fritz, Feely, Byrne McHenry, Wilkinson, Price, and even Bezegny is not too far off the bat with Marty Walker as well. It's still all kicking off. Feely's alongside here at the moment. Burns are behind him. Then we've got Feely, then we've got Cont, then we've got Fritz, all here in this mix. And at the moment, it's still going off in a little bit of a ding-dong here as well. The leaders are on that back straightaway. Houghton's only got 3 attempts going over De Bono. This is where De Bono's going to have the opportunity. He's going to be able to get this done, I think, as well. He should be able to pull it alongside. He's got 2 attempts. We've got about 300 metres remaining. Now comes De Bono into it on the right-hand side. Houghton's got no defence. He's got nothing. He's like an open boxer with no gloves on at the moment. Houghton, De Bono. De Bono got it stopped on the apex there as well. Great job from Dylan De Bono. He blocked off Houghton's inside run that he's made work so many times here, Cowie. And De Bono just puts it on the apex, hits the brakes, says, well, son, you ain't got nowhere to go now.
That switch back from the left to the right, I mean, you cost yourself a lot of speed into that right-hander if you run wide through the left-hander. But as you said there, Dylan was able to just block that run and not give Horton a chance to use that momentum and sweep around the outside of him at the next section.
Yeah, he just literally parked it, didn't he, De Bono? Once he got up the inside, he made sure he definitely hit the brakes here. Chapman now with Houghton, and Houghton's just had a bit of a disappearing Houdini moment. He's back on track again here. Now Houghton's trying to go around the outside there as well, as all 4 of them have disappeared currently at the moment. Oh, get out in the gardens, boys. Feed your kangaroos, get them running. Because I can tell you what, we need your internet back up and going here as well. Chapman, De Bono, Houghton and Batouche battling it out for the front 4. Then you got Fritz, Cant, Brian, Byrne, Feely, McHenry, Price, all battling it out after that one as well. So it's still going off. Houghton's in the middle of this pack.
Oh.
He's in the middle somewhere.
Have we lost him?
No, Batouche is there. Batouche is driving well far back at the moment. Houghton's here somewhere. He's got to be in this mix. It's either that or he's just at race control have said no more on that one. Sorry, dear sir, we can't have you doing this. But I still think Houghton's in here. I've got a funny feeling he's in this pack somewhere. Because, oh no, he's all the way down there. Where is he?
Yeah, so he's had a freeze. He's had a freeze with his iRacing or his internet or something. And generally what happens is you lose a bunch of time. So we look at it, how much time has he lost?
I don't know. I can't get
about 5, 6 seconds. Yeah, it's about 6, 7 seconds that he's lost. So he's, I'd say either his system's frozen or something. But I've had that happen to me in a race before and cost me 20 seconds. So to put him right off that battle pack, and with under 4 minutes to go, I don't know if he's going to be able to make it back. He's probably going to be more worried about what's in his mirrors, as Cont has got around Fritz by the looks of it into P5. So battle's still going on behind this lead pack as well.
Oh, De Bono, you sneaky. He's sneaky. He's parking it on that apex every single time coming into turn 16. Cont is now in 5th. He's up 19 places with Fritz behind him, Byrne behind that, Feely and McHenry. We know how much McHenry loves a good old little ding-dong here as well. Price is in the mix there as well. Hardwick's just dropped down a little bit, right further down the order. But it is all on this battle. We're going to have one and one more here. It looks like Buckland's just had a little bit of an incident as well. He's dropped down the order. But it is now De Bono. It is
Byrne as well.
It is Byrne. Byrne's in the pits. Byrne has just gone into the pits. Whether or not he's going to come straight
and
through.
Horton.
Yeah, Horton's could be internet though, mind you. Byrne could be a penalty. Yeah. Byrne is a penalty.
Yeah, it does look that way. Okay. Well, that's just made his night, seem even worse after the result in race 1. I was going to say there that those boys were driving so close together. And talking about Feely, he has... I want to get a heart monitor on him because he's been under the pump since since lap 1, and has had these guys fighting hard around him and fighting him. I don't think he's had a let off at all.
Been constant, isn't he? Poor old Feely and Fritz there. They've had everybody coming at them. and they have still survived there as well. The eye of the tiger, the eye of Senna is kicking in for Fritz and Feely as they've been under the cosh from the very beginning. They've got a little bit of a break, but not much at the moment. Feely's got 4 tenths to McHenry behind him. De Bono has got literally no more than a nose hair between him and Chapman. Bartusz is in it as well. We're going to be coming on to this is the final lap. This will be the final kettle here as well. I don't know if they're just about going to squeeze one more in here. It's going to be very, very close. Chapman has now got De Bono in his sights there as well. Chapman's looking. He is looking like a trooper. You can see that's what Bartusz is seeing. That's what Chapman is seeing. Chapman's going to try the outside line. Is he going to be able to make it through? He knows he's got to get De Bono off the inside. He knows De Bono parks it on the apex. Watch this. He goes on the brakes, Dylan De Bono. Is he going to be able to get it stopped? He does. He hugs. Ooh, all day. All day.
I would not be
long.
surprised to see he's going to let he's going to let De Bono back through, but that does give Dan Bartosz the lead. And as you said, is this the last lap?
Oh, it's going to be very, very close.
Or they come around to start it now. I would think.
Yeah, they're on the last lap now. Literally, there's Barney waving this time. Well, there's 2 Barneys. Hey, Barney twins here as well at Motorland Aragon currently, but Bartusz, De Bono, Chapman there. That battle unfortunately has fizzled out. McHenry and Fritz and Feely have not fizzled out. They are still under the cosh here as well. McHenry's on the outside. Feely's now on the inside. He's just lost a place to Price. The silent assassin of Price in the background there. Made up positions throughout this pack one bit at a time. If you ever want to know how to get through the cars, just look at Ryan Price's race 2. He just picks them off one by one by one. He's like a baby monkey getting fleas off his mum, just one by one as Price, and he's done a great job. Now he's up with behind McHenry. Is he going to be able to get McHenry come over the line? Bartusz, De Bono and Chapman, they're a little bit more spread out than they were a few laps ago. Wilkinson's going side by side here with Feely as well, Cowie. There's just action within this mid-pack, and they are going at it hammer and tong.
I've seen a few times watching these first couple of races here. You know, you can make a move, and if it puts you on the outside of certain sections, then you're vulnerable to the cars behind because they've got the toe of the car in front, and they can get up the inside and own the corner on you. So we've seen there a couple of times guys try to make a move, get it sort of half done, but not getting far up enough to close the door, and it ends up costing them in the end.
Final lap. Bartosz has got literally about 4 corners to go, and that draft is going to be coming now. Chapman's going to have it as well. Chapman just needs to push De Bono into Bartosz. Just push him. You don't need to get him there. You've just got to get him below the 3 attempts. Now it's your opportunity to go 2 or 3 wide. 300 meters left. There's the end. There's the corner. It is going to be 3 wide. It is going to be 3 wide. Chapman, De Bono, Bartosz, second to last corner. Who's going to have it? Who's got the cojones to send it in? And it is going to be De Bono. Chapman's going to come out as he's coming round turn 17. De Bono's going to have the inside run for 18. No! Here as well, it's going to be a run down to the line. Who's going to get it? Is he going to beat De Bono? Is it going to be Chapman? De Bono takes it. Oh my dearie me. Maybe I need a heart monitor as well. Now we got Feely. He's going over the line with Wilkinson and Hodgkinson behind that as well. Oh, dearie me, Cowie. Literally nothing between the front 3 here. What an incredible race 2.
What an awesome finish there. De Bono, Chapman going at it right at the end. Bartosz, he tried to hold him off, but that toe was massive and 3 wide into the end of the straight there. That's exactly what we want to see here at SRWtv. Big shout out to Fritzy too, P5. He was right in the thick of the battle there as well, so an awesome drive for him. And I know that he's been working hard on his racing here in the 86s and practicing hard. It seems for quite a few of the guys this is the focus car for them, whereas for many others it's the V8 or the F3s.
Yeah, definitely there as well. I'll have to see if I can get on a V8. I'll give you some commentary. Don't you worry, Barry. I'm not.
I don't know if you wanted to commentate my race on Tuesday night. I made my best qualifying of the season. 5th and made a mistake on lap 2 and went right back to 26th. So these things happen. I can't blame anyone. It was my mistake.
Well done, bud.
That's what happens, I suppose.
Proud of you, Cowie. If you're ever going to fail, you might as well fail in one foul swoop. Let's just put it that way. So well done to you, buddy.
Look, that's it. I had a good recovery, so I was happy with that in race number 2. But yeah, race number 1 was a bit shot. But again, I mean, it's one of those things. If I didn't push hard there, then I was just going to get eaten alive by the guys behind me. So, that close racing sometimes forces mistakes. When they happen, I suppose you just got to own them and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. As these guys come over the line here as well, we'll bring you up the results of this one very, very shortly. Right, let's have a look and see who was where, see what went on. Well, it was Dylan De Bono by 0.04 of a second over Kurt Chapman. Dan Batouche 3/10 back from that. That was a run and a half. Come on, YouTube chat. Where you at? Because that was absolutely awesome. Tim Conn in 4th. Dan Fritz in 5th. McEvery in 6th. Bealey, Bealey and Fritz, dearie me, you must be absolutely sweating after that race, as you just spent most of it under the cosh there from everybody behind you. Wilkinson, Pete Wilkinson in 8th, Callum Hodgkinson in 9th, Dylan Brzegny in 10th, Brian Price in 11th, Cochrane 12th, Marty Walker 13th, Wayne Edwards 14th, and then you got Mitch Noble down in 15th, Dan Burns 16th. Come on, Dan, sort it out, son. Then we got Brendan Soper, Kevin Wakefield, Mick Bentz-Valen in 19th, Stephanie Piccolo in 20th, Greg Johnson 21st, Phil Buckland 22nd, Dean Sinkovich and Stephen 23rd and 24th, David Simmons, Sam Katakazunis in 26th, Cam Hardwick, Shane Ratcliffe, Callum Heinrich, Josh Houghton, Brandon Griffiths, Mark Turner is your last of your runners here as well. So some great action from these guys once more here, Cowie. I think, I don't really know what to say. It's been a night, haven't we? We've had a night of it here, and I think overall it's been absolutely incredible. I want to pick up on what poor old Fritzy has just put in YouTube chat. Lord help me, starting on pole.
Well, he's just been down the end of both barrels in that race. So guys coming to either side of him. So suck it up, Fritzy. Just concentrating on getting it off the line, buddy, and what will be will be. Stephanie Piccoli with a good result up inside the top 20. I know Steph has been with the league a few seasons now and having some great fun battling in the backpack there. It goes to show you don't have to be up front to enjoy your racing. Get in amongst the thick of it. And I know myself, sometimes the best results I've had has been battling for the last 3 positions just because the racing has been so phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Hashtagging Fritzy we trust in YouTube chat there as well. Can Fritzy get away at the beginning? Can he deal with the pressure that is coming up on him here as well? Fritzy, I feel for you, brother. I really do. I think you probably just lost about a stone in sweat in race 2, and now you're going to be losing even more in race 3. But Fritzy, it's been a pleasure. Just remember, keep it on track. To finish first, you've got to finish, Fritzy. So let's see how he gets on as well. That's going to be a tall order, though, isn't it? No offense for Dan Fritz. It's going to be tough.
Yes and no. I mean, it wasn't for race number 3. Well, race number 2, it's a reverse top 10. For race number 3, it's a reverse top 5. And Fritzy, you showed some great pace in there, and you're right in that battle for P5. So it wasn't like you lucked into it, buddy. You put yourself in the right position and battled hard for it. So, just 4 more positions and a clear track in front of you. So, keep the battling going.
Yeah. Fritzy, defend there, buddy. Go for it. That's the only way you've got. Don't forget, guys, if you are here, like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be absolutely amazing. Like and leave us a comment. That would be awesome as well. And I'm sure we will respond to all your comments here as well. Let us know how me and Cowie have done and whether or not we've been okay. We've got Dylan De Bono in the green room waiting for us there as well. Dylan, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Hey, boys. How are you?
I'm good, mate. 2 for 2 there. Not bad. You got the 3rd race to go. How do you think you're going to get on?
she's going to be tight again, but we're going to wheel it pretty hard and see how it comes.
Yeah, you've had some great battles with Houghton in that one, Chapman and Fritz in the last one. Oh, it was, Chapman and Batouche as well. Been a very tough evening of racing there, bud.
Yeah, the drafting brings everyone even pretty well, and that's what you want, good hard racing, Robin's racing, as they say, and yeah, that's it.
Well, it's been a pleasure for me and Cowie to be watching. I can tell you that much, as I was up on my feet on the end of the last race there, buddy, as well. So what are we going to see from Dylan in race 3?
I think the same as normal, racing hard, keeping it clean, and putting a good show on for you guys, because without you guys, there'd be no broadcast, So we want to keep you in the job, we want to keep Cowie in the job, and we want good racing, So.
Well, if you could just do me one favour, if you could just act as wingman for Dan Fritz, that would be awesome.
All right, I'll try my best for Fritzy,
Oh, man. Cheers, buddy. I'll catch up with you soon, Dylan. Have a good one, bud.
You too, mate.
Hey, there you go, Fritzy. I've got you a defender in Dylan DeBono. Don't worry. I'll PayPal him later.
I don't think that's going to happen. Dylan's too much of a racer to let that happen, I'm telling you.
Cowie, you're destroying my optimism this evening. Stop it. Stop it. He will. He's going to defend him there as well. Look, shush, I've got to try all I can.
Yeah, but the thing is, Dylan's a racer at heart. He races hard, fights for everything. If he makes a mistake and tags you, well, he'll wear the slap on the wrist. But it won't change his driving style. He'll be come back and drive twice as hard next time to try and pass you. Definitely shown that in his career here at SRW. And, over the years, he was one that had some trouble with the internet. I was actually going to ask him what he felt with Horton's flickering, if that was a bit distracting, because he's been early on in his SRW career, he was flickering a bit, had some internet issues, and had a couple of situations where he had to pull over to deal with his internet. So
I think that's such a hard thing, isn't it? Because the driver doesn't necessarily know it's happening. So what is he actually supposed to do about it in the car? He can't get out he can't go into the pits, get out the car, and then go and reset the router, because it's going to kick him out of the race. So it's a hard one. The only thing, obviously, we do say, if you are going to drive online, make sure you're hardwired in and you're not using Wi-Fi, because obviously that hinders the connection. At the end of the day, what's Houghton going to do? Go out and kick his mum out the microwave or something? There's not a lot he could do mid-race, is there?
I think he's going to sick the dog on the kids so that they get off streaming, so they're not watching their movies, maybe. So, but yeah, look, it's a hard one. But I mean, the thing about iRacing, we complain about netcode and the various incidents that it creates, but there's very few sort of platforms where you can, play with someone across the world and be able to race wheel to wheel and close. And, that's what that prediction, component of the netcode in iRacing, that's what it does. It tries to take all of that real-time data. And if your internet does have a little bit of a drift, it's predicting where you will be. Now, we all have seen that create some rather amusing incidents, probably not amusing for the drivers involved, but you can see some crazy contacts separated by meters, but in the end we're able to play with people around the world.
Yeah, I did see them come out the other day, though. But there was something going around on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. I'm whatever. But they have apparently tried to resolve some of that issue. Now, it's an interesting one, because when I was talking about this on Tuesday night in a broadcast there as well, basically it's something that somebody come out and said, well, it's been going since the very beginning. It's only taken them 10 years to come out and try and fix. They are trying, but it's very, very tough there. And I think that's the thing. It's always a tough scenario to try and predict, but they are trying to deal with the problem, which, fair play to them. It's a massive problem there as well. Jay Taylor, how's the throat after the last call? All I can say is, if you watch it back, turn the volume down.
He doesn't drink tea. You don't drink tea. You telling me a pommy that doesn't drink tea? So you know how are you soothing that throat?
Mate, I've got a coffee machine in my room. It's getting soothed by lattes, my dear. Yeah, as well. So, and to be honest with you, Jay, my throat's so used to being in it now. I think this is just how I normally speak, to be honest, as well, even when I'm not on a broadcast, to be fair. So, you know, I sound like a bit like Barry White when I'm trying to talk to the kids, like, you know what I mean? But, no, it's a bit of a tough one. But if you do watch it back, I do apologise for the ear scream at the end there as well. It was an absolute epic evening ending to that race, I've got to be honest. So, yeah, if you watch it back, you might want to turn it down just a little bit.
Yeah, well, just think of Bruce Springsteen and all those other raspy voices out there. You know, maybe a bit of Rod Stewart. You can channel that. But yeah, look, as a muser, I know sometimes the best gigs I've had is where my voice is a bit raspy. The only problem is you don't want to be backing up doing gig after gig with a raspy throat, because that's when you can start to do damage.
Yeah, definitely. I do give my throat about 8 hours between broadcasts, so, you know, give or take, it's fine. It will be all right. But thank you for your concern, Jade. All throat sweets you can send to me as well. Reach out for my address. I'll send it to you there as well. Dan Fritz. Come on, Fritzy. On ball with Tim Conn in second. Dan Batouche in third. Kyle Chapman in fourth. Dylan DeBono in fifth. Go protect Dan. John McHenry in sixth, Matt Feely seventh. Then we got Peter in eighth there as well. Then we got Callum in ninth, Dylan Bazzani in 10th, Marion Price at 11th, and Mark Cochran down in 12th. On from that is Marty Walker, Wayne Edwards, Mitch Noble there in 15th, Daniel Byrne 16th, Sopo 17th, Wakefield 18th. Vic Benzvalen in 19th, Stephanie Bigelow in 20th, Greg Johnson 21st, Phil Buckland 22nd, Dean and Stephen next to each other on 23rd and 24th. Simmons in 25th. In 26th place is Sam Katakazunis, Cam Hardwick, Jane Ratcliffe, Callum Henrik there as well behind that. Then we've got Joshua Houghton all the way down in 30th. Brendan Griffiths, Mark Turner there as well. And of course, the guys in race control at the end of this one. Well, it's all going to be on Fritzy. Do we think he's going to be able to do it, Cowie?
Look, Fritzy, don't let the pressure get to you, buddy. Just drive your own race and things will be, you know. I mean, they've got to go around you. They can't go through you, buddy. So I think he just needs to be confident out front, because, you know, he can't start second guessing what's going on around you, because that's when you will make a mistake. You know, people have asked me, how can you stream and do recordings and drive and talk to your audience while you're driving, Cowie? And what it comes down to, as I said, I can talk about it, that's fine. The moment I've got to think about what I'm talking about, that's when I'm not thinking about the racing and I'll make a mistake. So, Fritzy, don't think about it, just drive it.
Absolutely. And I promise, Fritzy, we won't commentators curse you. All right? So just you do you, son, and get this win. I've sorted out a defender for you. The enforcer of Dylan DeBono will be coming up to help you out. He might overtake you on the last lap, but that was a part of the deal, Fritzy. We can't do a lot about that one. So let's see if we can...
In my defence, Fritzy, JP mentioned that word, or those two words. I did not. Okay, so I absolved myself.
Stuck up. I hope you're going to take Fritzy an apple after this one. You'll tell you.
I'm not the one who brought Murphy into this, buddy. So, you know, Murphy's Law.
Come on, Fritz. Let's go.
We are part of your cheer club there, Fritzy. Fritzy, again, a big part of SRW and the admin side of things, and that. So, you know, he's dabbled in race control as well. So, definitely a team man, and it's great to have him out on the grid, and great to be talking about him up front.
How is he going to get on? I'm sure he'll do it absolutely amazing. DeBono's going to come through the field and he's going to defend Fritzy all the way to the win. I can feel it now. But the lights are on. We have got 1. No, we don't. Yes, we do. 2, 3, 4, 5. And ladies and gentlemen, the final race of the evening, and we are green, green, green. Smoke, smoke, and more smoke there as well as they go down into turn 1. Fritzy's going to hold the outside. He's going to take the whole shot. Dan Fritz has taken the whole shot. The Am is leading the overalls. Is he going to get it here as well? There's a bit. Oh, man, there is a meaty one at the back of the field. absolutely huge incident going on further back there. We'll try and pick up on what went on, but I can tell you what, that was a lot of cars there, Cowie.
Turn 1, lap 1 has had its victims, whether it's cold tyres or it's, cars trying to go 3 or 4 into 1, but that's every race so far we've had a big moment there at T1.
I've just counted 11 cars. 11 in that one as well. 11 cars in turn 1. We'll bring you up where they are at the moment. I just want to see if Fritzy can hold it here as well. DeBono's now in 4th. I'm waiting for my defender to come along here as well. Fritzy now avoids the tyre barrier. He's on his run round turn 10. No, Fritzy.
That was momentum. Fritzy trying to carry the momentum around the outside there. So you can see the car going up the inside. But this car, again, when you don't have that, unlimited power on your right foot, then you've got to use the tricks of momentum and, positioning your car to make the most of it.
DeBono's coming through now as well. He's just gone up the inside of Bartosz. He's now going to be going to battle Khan for us here as well. Bartosz not giving up though. They're down on the run to to this long straightaway for the first time. Fritzy's on the defense. Hug that white line tighter than my daughter hugs her teddy bear, Fritzy. I can tell you that much. You've got to just send it in a pocket on the apex. They're 3 wide further back here as well. Dan Fritz is alongside Tim Korn going down into turn 1. Fritz is going to have the inside line. Is he going to go hard on the brakes? Get it hard on the brakes. Get it stopped. Park it.
Push 3 wide. Feely in there. They've done well to get through that corner.
Fritz, he's lost it on the exit. Korn takes the lead. Now DeBono's there as well. He's going to go and try and get past Fritzy, and then he's going to hold him up for me and let Fritzy come back through. The optimism of the commentator.
When you said 11 cars involved in that incident, buddy, I was rather surprised. Race Control thought they might have brought out a safety car there just to normalise the field, but it's been, a common occurrence tonight. T1 cold tyres off the line.
That's Stephanie Piccolo, right? And look, up 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody's on the brakes behind him. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look. It's utter carnage there as well. So we're going to go back up front. Fritzy's not giving up. DeBono's there as well. Con is out in the lead at the moment here. Behind that, we got Hodgkinson, who has, he's gained more places than I care to imagine here this evening. And Kurt Chapman behind that as well. Can Fritzy hold on to DeBono? Can DeBono do what I asked him to do? Probably not, to be fair. I think he's going to go and get the win. But it was worth an ask, right? As my mum said, if you don't ask, you don't get. And the only word she's going to say is no. So let's see what happens there as well. Fritzy and DeBono. I do love that from my mum. If you don't ask, you don't get. So I asked, and she still said no. So, hey-ho.
Yeah, well, that's what parents are entitled to do. Isn't it? The father's prerogative is not to tell the daughter what to do, or what to say, but what to do.
Absolutely.
And I did mix it up before. I thought that was Feely there before. It was actually Callum Hodgkinson right in the middle of that battle. So as you said, having a great night up 20-something in race number 1. He got caught up in that action in race number 2 and fell back, but recovered to finish, I think it was 9th in race number 2, and now he's right the thing on the curb. That's launched it around. I don't think he had any help from Chapman. That was just all curb there, and aggression. Well, I said that Callum tends to love to race, and maybe he just pushed a little bit too hard there, and the curb came back to bite.
I tell you, it's curse. Cowie, you were talking about him at the moment he crashed. That's on you, buddy.
Hang on. I'm still blaming you. You brought that up.
You cannot go Murphy's Law on me. That is all you, buddy. All you on that one. Fritzy. Fritzy's got back through. There as well. These guys battling out. Then we've got Mark Cochran. He's got the locked on racing boys all locked on here as well to Chapman. And Project 36 of Chapman's going to have to try and escape the keys from the locked on boys here once more. But we got Cunt has just lost that to Dylan DeBono. So DeBono has retaken the lead here as well. And Fritzy is in the back in 4th at the moment. Mark Cochran still battling it out once more. We've got Ryan Price in the mix as well. Steven Sinkovic is in the mix. What he's got? That's Wilkinson. It was Wilkinson on the side of the circuit. He's overcooked it coming out of one. And unfortunately for him, he's gone round there as well. So great action taking place. Bizzani in there now as well. He's partnered up with McHenry. We know how quick McHenry's been. We got Fritzy going side by side with Chapman. We got Corn and De Bono still going at it as well here. Great action once more for race 3. The final race of the evening here as well, Cowie. And boy, oh boy, it looks like it's going to be a humdinger again.
Well, I think that at the moment, Fritzy's maybe doing De Bono a favour by holding Chapman back there. It has been sort of Chapman and Horton that have taken the fight to De Bono tonight. So at the moment, Fritzy may be working for the man who's got the double victory so far tonight.
Looks like he's going to get 3 for 3 there as well, Dylan De Bono, if he can just hang on from Conant behind him. Can Chapman get Fritz? Can Fritzy hold on as well as they're going into 12? Take as much curb as you can, Fritzy on the inside there. He didn't take any. That's going to jeopardise his exit. Chapman's going to be looking up the run through 13. Now Fritzy covers him off with a curb. Good idea. Now go again. You've got the downhill section. Run it right next to the sausage. There you go. He's got to park it on the exit coming out of turn 15. Now he's got to just either allow Chapman through or try and run him. Go to the left-hand side. Cover off that inside line. You want the door closed. You don't want the burglar or Chapman coming in and taking this position away, let alone taking your Simrig and your house, Fritzy. You've got to park it on that inside and lock it up on the hairpit, on the apex there as well. We've got Wayne Edwards with Marty Walker behind him. I just want to see if Fritzy can hold on here as well. He's going down into 16. He's parked it on the apex. He is going to hold on. What about Edwards? Edwards is going side by side at the moment. That's Marty Walker in front of him here. Now we've got Hodgkinson coming back through. That man has overtaken more people this evening than probably the whole of the grid combined here, as these guys are battling it out further down at 7, 8 and 9. He hasn't, he, Cowie? He's done loads of them.
Well, do you think that once he starts getting too far in front, he'll make a mistake so he can go back and do some more passing again?
Maybe he just gets
bored. One of
bored.
those bit of a yo-yo night for him. Oh, it's been a yo-yo night for him. So.
Yeah.
But he is attacking hard, and I mean that's what happens. You know, sometimes you attack too hard, and I've often said with the open wheelers that I can't find that level of grip to know where the grip limit is, and I think Hodgkinson is just driving right on the edge of it, and it will mean De Bono getting loose there, and that's going to give Cornt a chance to go back around. But that's what I mean. These guys are driving right on the edge of the limit, and all it takes is a little funny hit of the curb, or you know the car skips on you in one place, and suddenly you lose all that momentum, and you're fighting to keep it straight. But that's also the skill of these guys out front, is they're making those mistakes, pushing hard, but they're also catching them. So it's not costing them a big spin in the end.
But that was the thing, isn't it? We've seen it with Houghton in race 1, where he just lost his suspension. You know, the front right of the car just collapsed after hitting. Well, we're going to presume that was a tyre barrier, or it was either that or it was a big old sausage curb that decided enough was enough. You're going to have some of that as these guys come into turn 12, but now as well, Con out in front with De Bono in second. Then we've got Chapman has cleared Fritzy now as well. Fritzy just use him like a tow machine. Then we've got McHenry, he's got Cochrane, Bizzani right next to him. Con and De Bono side by side. De Bono's taking it going onto the back straight, but this is going to be Con's opportunity here to use this drive, Cowie, to get back past him.
They're both prepared to use the curb. We've seen a great move by De Bono using the curb there, another move by Cornt, I think the lap before, using it, and we even saw McKinley and Fritzy, or Chapman, sorry, and Fritzy battling hard with Chapman using all that curb. And then, as you said, the commentator curse comes out that Hodgkinson, hits that curb a little bit wrong and it spins him out. So I think that, as you said before, these things can handle the curbs pretty good. But probably not hitting tyre barriers.
No, definitely not. As you can see in the background there as well, that was Hodgkinson just going through. He's trying to make a move once more. He has. He's gone back up into 7th. He's now chasing down Mark Cochrane again here as well, but Bizzani's not letting him through at the moment. He now has cleared him here. Hodgkinson has got through. Chapman is now pulling Fritzy into the battle with De Bono, and also Con up front. Con's trying to get through. We're broken into the final 10. Don't go anywhere. Get your drinks, get your popcorn, because I can tell you that much. If it's like the race ending of race 2, I'll be up on my feet. I'll be screaming in everybody's ear as well as Cowie in the booth with me as these guys gone over the line. Looks like Feely and Batouche have ever coming together. Wilkinson's in the pits now. Feely down in 19th, Batouche down in 20th. The DZ Heights of race 2 has come to cause them a cropper now going into 3. Kant is going to try and defend. He's got to go over. He's got to drop it into that 8 onto that curb. You can see the line difference. De Bono takes the sausage curb, helps with the rotation. Now De Bono's closing in again. He's locked up once more as they're on their way round through Marc Marquez corner here as well at this Motorland Aragon touring car layout circuit here again. And once more, there has been an incident at the back. Wakefield, Simmons, Hardwick and Dean Sinkovich all involved in that little bit of a tap bit going on there. So great action going on all the way through the field here, Cowie, and they're just not stopping at the moment.
Sinkovich was heating up, are they? Because I can't see which one is in front at the moment. The 67 of Dean that's in front. Is he 6'7"?
You've got... Dean is in a battle with Wakefield. Well, no, he's not. He's going round at the moment. So Dean's just gone round, and Steve's in the 067 holding on Callum Heinrich behind him currently at the moment.
So it was Steve that I think that, you know, look, looks like Steve might win the Sinkovich Wars tonight. Brothers fighting hard on track as they always do. But this battle up front here, Cornt and De Bono, I mean, De Bono's shown great speed here, but Cornt, he's prepared to fight hard and hang on to this position. And when Dylan's got through, he's been, you know, fighting and taking it straight back within half a lap. So definitely, you know, Tim deciding that this is his moment. And as you said, Chapman and Fritz, well, it's about 3.5 seconds back there. If Gaunt and De Bono keep battling, that will come down in a heartbeat, but Chapman's slowly running out of time.
Yeah, it was a 3 point, actually it reached out at 1 point of 4.1. They've got it down to 3.3, so can they hold on this one here as well? As we can see, De Bono there trying to get away from Chapman at the bottom here as well. He's trying his hardest. It's now out at 3.4. De Bono here as well. What Kant wants to do is learn what De Bono did down into that long straightaway down into 16. De Bono parked it on the apex and it just wasn't able to get through. You can see De Bono there losing time to Chapman behind over the last lap. I think it was like 4 attempts. They pulled out. It was 4 attempts, 8 attempts on lap 4 as well. It's on the bottom. There you can see the last few laps. De Bono's been quicker over 1, 2 and 3, and then Chapman over 4 and 5. So they are coming in. It's 3.2 now as they're heading round down into turn 12. It's been a great battle of action here as well. Cochrane and Hodgkinson, they're swapping places. They've been side by side here as well. So action all the way through the field, right the way down to Bartosz, who's got Sinkovich in front of him at the moment here. So great action here. Hodgkinson and Cochrane side by side on that run down into turn 12 here as well. Through 13 they go. Hodgkinson's going to have the inside line. Cochrane's going to be on the outside at the moment, and Bazzani's on the behind him as he's tucked up there once more. Keeping an eye on that front battle. These guys are locking it in. Now De Bono's going to do watch what he does at 16. He physically parks it on the apex and doesn't allow Kant to get the opportunity. De Bono goes on the brakes a lot earlier, and look, he's parked it. There's nowhere for Kant to go. De Bono's going to have the exit coming out of 16. Kant doesn't do the same thing. Hodgkinson on the run down with Cochrane and Bazzani and Walker and Edwards all in the mix here as well. He does hang on this time. Cochrane side by side with Bazzani. He hangs on to the position. Marty Walker has just cleared Bazzani as well. So still going at each other. Kant and De Bono still kicking in, but a gap now 2.9 behind.
I think there was a little bit of contact there between Cochrane and Bazzini, and that's what sort of ran him a little wide. We could see you get sort of hung out to dry there trying to go around the outside. You need to maintain the speed around to own it, to have the inside for the next corner. But if you don't, you can get run wide and fed out there, and I think that's what happened to him. But he's still recovered. It's cost him a spot. I think Walker's jumped through in that fight, but it is this fight up front that just continues, and Cornt showing that, you know, he's here to play ball as well, buddy. And we're getting, what, down into the 7th inning, maybe the 8th?
Yeah, we are coming into the final stretch here as well. We're on the 7th inning streak as we're talking. If we're going baseball, we're into the 7th and 8th. If we're talking about the wonderful world of cricket that does. I do put it on for Sunday afternoon snooze TV here as well. I'm not a cricket fan, Cowie. I do apologise there if I've offended you in any sorts of way.
And I thought I liked you, JP. Yeah, I've only been I was only a cricketer for 30 years, buddy. So, you know, yeah, you have offended me. Nah, it's all
Oh, mate, don't. It's like Formula One at Monaco. You eat your dinner while they're at the start and you get all excited. You're 10 laps in, you have a snooze. You wake up on lap 68 and watch the final 10 just to see what happens. And that is just... There's Formula One at Monaco, there's cricket, there's snooker. Oh, my dearie me. Who sits at home and gets excited about that? It's
in the end, how many Ashes matches or Test matches go down to that final day, and the drama in the last few hours of play can be amazing. Look at the West Indies winning the 3rd Test against the Aussies at the Gabba. You know, that was one guy took 7 wickets to almost single-handedly, you know, win it for the Windies, and the Aussies got to like 12 runs from the end. So, I mean, yeah, maybe cricket has its detractors, but when you understand it and played it, then you can see the little nuances that maybe bore other people. Well, I mean, it could be the same with motor races. I know with Gen 3 supercars last year, there was a bit of talk about the lack of aero and downforce in the car and the tyres, meaning that, you know, the drivers were doing a tyre race rather than attacking hard, because they knew if they attacked hard for a lap or two, it would just destroy the tyres. When we get that same argument in Formula One, so I don't think it's necessarily indicative of any one sport. I mean, the moment you start having a variety of variables that can affect things, you're going to have certain trends come to the fray, whether it means tyre saving or, you know, blocking out to save the day.
There we go. That was a brief 5 minute of Cowie story time, all about cricket there as well, and anything else in the mix.
I thought I tied that in quite nicely with motor racing there, buddy.
You did, mate. You did an excellent segue job on that one there as well. I just forgot what time it was and was having a snooze in my chair while you were going off. I tell you, I'll get you to read my daughter a story before bedtime, Cowie, and you can send her off to sleep with a story about cricket there as well.
Yeah, I bet you go and sing in the Barmy Army too in the stands if you were there too.
No, mate, I would not. I'd be asleep in the corner with my pillow and blanket. Right, we've got Ratcliffe battling away. Sorry, Cowie. Love you, really. Ratcliffe battling away with Bazzani here as well in 9th and 10th place. Ryan Price and Brandon Griffiths. Griffiths is having a good race for. He's had a bit of a roller coaster in 2 and 1. He's dropped down the order a few times and has been showing up as he's been in a little bit of a ding-dong here as well, but great action from him going on. Walker is trying to escape Bazzani, Ratcliffe and also Edwards behind him. The front 8 have kind of settled down a little bit. I don't think we're going to get any close finishes like we did have last time, unless Kant can do something amazing in that GR86 here as well. Not wrong, JP. Love the motor racing. See? Thank you very much for that one, Douglas. Much appreciated. He's on my side and I'm English.
Oh, yeah, Jason's only young, so he's yet to know the finer things in life, so, you know.
Yeah.
But we're missing Horton out there. Did he have some issues with that internet? Perhaps did he even start the race?
No.
So I was trying to have a look through there to see his name. So that's unfortunate because he had great pace here tonight.
Yeah, not even coming on to the start there as well. We've got Mitch Noble all the way down here. He's having a bit of a ding-dong with Simmons at the moment. He has just gone past Simmons currently out there. So Noble has gone through and put himself up into 10th as well. So, yeah, some great old ding-dong action happening. This is the state of the art, the pros, the pro-ams and the AMs. It is De Bono for the pros. It's Walker for the AMs. Marty Walker there sitting in 8th overall, up 5 places. He's trying to escape Bazzani currently at the moment. Here, not really breaking away. And then Ratcliffe and Edwards and Brandon Griffiths trying to get away from Pricey. So Ratcliffe and Bazzani!
Oh, contact!
Pirouette sweating more than a ballerina in Swan Lake. There is Dylan Bazzani. Round he goes. There was contact there. And unfortunately for him, he was the result of it. He was already on the way.
Yeah.
He was already on the way there.
He sort of started to catch it. I mean, the problem is when you're catching that, you've got to get out of the throttle to catch it. And that just, closed it in the back there. And I don't know who gave him a little tap. Hopefully race control just sees it as racing. I don't know if there was much he could have done about it.
No, you can't punish him for that. Bazzani was already on his way round. Edwards just helped him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bazzani was just losing the back end before it even got anywhere as we're coming into 12 here. Price and Griffiths going at each other. This is one of the closest battles. The next one is Simmons and Sinkovic further down in the AMs. These guys are fighting it out for 7th and 8th in class at the moment. Everybody else is a little bit more spread out currently at the moment as well, but it is this man, Dylan DeBono. He's looking at making it 3 out of 3. We're on the final lap. He's going to be coming over the line. He's going to be taking the victory. He's got his 3 out of 3. One of the other people I want to shout out as well is Chapman behind him. He's also got 3 out of 3 for podiums for Chapman. So there we go. And now Dan Fritz does come over the line in 4th place. Well done, Fritzy. Give you a standing ovation. Well, I'm sitting down, but don't tell anyone. You can't see nothing. Ryan Price there with Brandon Griffiths as they're going to be coming through now, battling once more. Price here having a go, and he's not going to make it, but he is in 12th place overall. Great action again. I think we've showcased here tonight, Cowie, just what these drivers are bringing to this championship, and they have done only what could be described as an epic evening of racing.
It goes to show, when you're driving and you're in that big battle pack, it doesn't matter if you're a pro or a pro-am or an am. The spot there is up for grabs, and if you've got the run on someone, you make the move. And, Fritzy P5 in the race number 2 earned him that pole seat. He did his best to try and fight off DeBono and Quentin Chapman, but in the end, he made a fight of it, but, when they got him, kudos to them. He knuckled down and continued on with his race and brought it home for the AM victory. And P4 overall, that's a pretty awesome result for an AM.
Mitch Noble all the way down in 24th place there as well. Mitch Noble not having a great race 3. David Simmons is in behind that, with the Sinkovic's and Katakazunis. Katakazunis and Sinkovic running down into the line now as well. It's going to be, Katakazunis has got in there. And unfortunately for Dean, he just lost out right at the end here as well. So some more great epic action. Let's bring you up the results of this race 3 while we wait for drivers to come and have a chat with us here as well. I have requested Fritzy getting into the chat room so we can have a chat with him, but it is Dylan DeBono. He 3 out of 3, 3 wins out of 3. It doesn't matter where you put him, he still takes the win, and he did do that as well. Tim Conn battled away valiantly in race 3, just couldn't keep up in second. Kurt Chapman, another man, 3 out of 3 podiums, 2 seconds and a third for him, with Dan Fritz there as well, the highest up in 4th overall. John McHenry in 5th, Callum Hodgkinson 6th, Mark Cochran in 7th. Marty Walker wins the pros with Ratcliffe and Edwards your podium. Brandon Griffiths in 11th with Price in 12th. Daniel Byrne down in 13th. He's not going to be a happy chappy, is Daniel Byrne here this evening. Dylan Bazzani in 14th, Peter Wilkinson in 15th, Dan Bartush in 16th, Callum Heinrich 17th, and Matt Feely down in 18th place. In 19th was Steven Sinkovic. Then we got Greg Johnston, Vic Bentzmanel. Got it right. Bent Belden in 21st, with Phil Buckland in 22nd and Wakefield in 23rd. Noble down in 24th. Then we got Simmons, Katakazunis, Sinkovic, Stephanie Piccolo, and Cam Hardwick, both been involved in their own little incidents. Soper Houghton, who didn't start, Turner didn't start, Freeman didn't start, and of course our boys up in race control, who definitely did not start. So there we go. We'll just wait for
one of them as well.
Yeah, we'll just wait for the guys to come in and have a chat there as well. But I think, Cowie, there's not a lot we can say about the racing apart from how epic it actually has been here this evening?
Well, Motorland Aragon, any Lord of the Ring fans out there would recognise that name. But yeah, I was expecting a bit of sword play and that out there, and that's what we got tonight. It was battles galore. Not quite an epic war of the ring, but it was still a pretty epic battle out there, and just those battle packs that we saw in each of the races, mate. The moment you get 3 to 5 cars together, it's just action aplenty.
Yeah, it definitely was there as well. Do you know what, with Lord of the Rings, right? The last one, I never get through it. I get about 2 hours in and then I'm asleep. Terrible. I sleep quite a lot, don't I?
I'm getting a sleepy theme here at the moment, JP. I know you get excited for your motor racing, but there are other things to live for, buddy.
Do you know how hard it is, mate, when you do my job, that you do it full time? You haven't got that time to sleep. I can tell you that much. But what we will do is, first off, I'm going to bring him into the booth. He had the support from YouTube chat. He had the support from us up here in the commentators. We are supposed to be non-biased, but boy, oh boy, did we want this man to take a win. He got the pro win here as well. He's had a great evening in the Pro Championship. He finished in 5th in race 2 that put him on pole for race 3. Did he manage to do it? No, he did not, but he gave a valiant effort and finished in 4th there as well. Daniel Fritz, welcome in, dear sir. How are you?
I'm going good now that that's over. That was a very intense last 2 races, that's for sure.
Yeah, mate, come on. You did amazing. You were there on merit. And that's the thing. You can't sit back and think you lucked in. Yes, there was chaos, but you were there on merit. You kept the pace. You didn't make any mistakes. Consistent all evening. Dude, you got to be proud of yourself, what you achieved here this evening.
I think it's good to race at a track that that no one's actually got years of experience on, and it's a level playing field.
Yeah. And a big old...
European, your favourite track, is it?
This one, yes. I seem to gel in with this track.
I think at the end of the day, Dan, you've done an incredible job. Sitting on pole position, what was it like? How was the heart rate? How was the leg shake? How was the hands? Was it all going a little bit nervy in the car?
Once I dropped the clutch and I didn't spin the wheel and go nowhere, I was a lot better. But yeah, it was very interesting waiting for the lights to go green.
Oh, I can imagine. The heart rate, Cowie was pumping, the arms were shaking, the knees were weak, the legs were heavy, and all the other fancy M&M stuff that you can put in there. Fritzy, look, dude, I think you've done an incredible job, right? Cowie thinks you've done an incredible job, even though he won't say it, but I think you did amazing there, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I just want to shout out to Old House Painting up in Queensland, in Brisbane, and also Mark Sykes Designs for chucking together the Whiskey Runners livery.
There you go. Thank you so much, Fritzy, for that one. I look forward to seeing what you can do, sir, next week. And you've got to come back stronger as we're going into Road America, Fritzy. How's that going to be for you?
Yeah, I might actually have to put more laps in than what I normally do.
Okay, well, you get on now, son. Go on, out the booth you go. Go practice for Road America, buddy. And I'll catch up with you soon.
Have a good one.
Take care. He's a really nice fellow, isn't he? You know what I mean? The first time I've spoken to him here as well. Now, where are we going to go? I'll tell you what, before we go podiums, let's have a chat with Mr. Shane Ratcliffe here as well, doing a stellar job in that Pro-Am category here as well. Shane, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad.
How was it, mate?
How were the battles out
yeah,
there?
Dude, they were all over the track.
Yeah, a little bit wild tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you familiar with this track, buddy? Or Fritzy was saying he felt that, being a fairly new track, the lack of sort of 1,000 laps from some of the rest of the field seemed to sort of bunch it together. You a fan of this place yourself?
First time I've raced it this week as well. Did a little bit of practice during the week, but I didn't mind it actually. Quite enjoyed it. Just seemed to get myself caught up in plenty of drama, but that happens sometimes.
There was drama aplenty here as well, and a lot of it in turn one on lap one there, buddy. But, overall, are you happy with your evening of racing? You've got to come away smiling after that one.
Yeah, it's always good fun. So I'm not actually sure where I ended up at the end, but anytime you're out having a race, it's a good time.
Yeah, second in class in race 3, 9th overall. Marty Walker took the win in the Pro-Ams there as well. So great job from you. Road America next week. What do we think? Are we going to see you up there, do you reckon?
I hope so. We'll do a bit more practice during the week and try and keep the nose clean and see where we end up.
Well, buddy, that's all we can do. Is there anyone you want to shout out before I let you go here this evening, fella?
Thanks to all the Velocity boys for bringing me into the team. It's first time I've tried anything like this, so thoroughly enjoying it so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Shane, buddy, thanks so much for popping in. You take care there, fella, and have a good one, and we'll see what we can do next week.
Will do. Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Cheers. All right, next up in the booth is Mr. Kurt Chapman. The man, he took 3 podiums out of 3, 2 seconds, 1/3. He got stuck behind Fritz in race 3, and then once he cleared him, he was on his way. He just couldn't make it into the top 2. And there we go. Let's bring him into the booth here. Mr. Chapman, welcome in, dear sir. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself, mate?
Oh, mate, I've seen some great action. All I will say is if you do watch it, turn the volume down at the end of race 2. Might get a little bit loud. But all in all, dear sir, 3 podiums out of 3, 2 seconds and 1/3. Stellar race. Stellar evening.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, all 3 races definitely had everything going on. There was, some questionable driving, some great driving, and some good passes, some not so good passes. Everything in these 3 races.
Now,
That's what it's meant to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
With these cars, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Get in there, go as fast as you can, and create your margins and make them as close as you can, I guess.
See, from our
saw
perspective,
you're in the thick of those.
Cowie.
You're right, buddy. No, you're right, buddy.
See, from our perspective up here in the booth, I didn't see many questionable overtake and driving. I saw obviously big old mountains of collisions into turn 1 on lap 1. But for you, I didn't think you had that many incidents where it could have put you in jeopardy, did it?
Oh, I'll just say that we'll be talking to race control a little bit later tonight, and raising those questions.
Oh, okay, bud.
But yeah, feel a little bit hard done by, but 3 podiums is still definitely a positive.
Absolutely as well. Big old haul of points for you there on that one. Well, Kurt, thanks so much for joining us there, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I want to shout out my fellow teammate, Brandon Griffiths at Project 36 for setting up the car, playing with the setups a little bit and getting us in the window for tonight. I'd also like to thank our team sponsors, Cataclysm, Quokka, Mousepads, Shockworks and Fueled Hydration for sticking with us and finally giving them some results.
Wow, awesome stuff, sir. We look forward to seeing what you can do next week at Road America there, buddy. But for now, have a good one.
Thank you.
Well, there we go here as well. Next up into the booth is Mr. Tim Conn, who it's finished in second in race 3. A bit of an up and down roller coaster evening, but let's bring him in and he can give us his perspective here as well. Tim, welcome into the booth, buddy. How you doing?
Good, guys. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good night. Good night. First was a bit of a mess, but second was fun coming through the pack, and yeah, third was, well, I wouldn't say it was a battle. Dylan had me the whole time, and I think was just playing with me at the end. But I knew that if I could get him in front of me, maybe we could make a gap to third place.
Well, you did do that, and the gap was coming down there as well. I don't think he had you. I don't think it was as clear-cut as what you said there, Tim. I think at the end of the day, you put up a defence when he went through. You got back through as well. I think you did a stellar job.
Oh, look, I love your enthusiasm and positivity, mate. But when you can see him in the revision mirror pulling up and, taking his foot off the accelerator, you know that, he could easily get you. And I could see the lap times that Dylan was doing in practice, and I was nowhere near that. I won't say nowhere near. I was, probably 3-4 tenths, and that builds over a couple of laps. I was happy to, push as hard as I can. If the opportunity come up and, Dylan made a mistake, I would have taken advantage of it. But I expected that Dylan would probably get in front, and I'd hopefully just take advantage of the draft.
Yeah, because the drive was quite
You
long.
must be happy that. Well, you must be happy that he didn't run away with it once he got past you either, and you were able to sort of fight back and make those moves. So that's at least one positive, buddy. You had the pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I was probably second race I was more happy with. I started 24th and finished 4th. So there was a massive, a bit of luck there, keeping out of some of the mess that was happening and just trying to be as fast as I can and keep it clean. So it was, races 2 and 3 were fun.
Definitely was as well. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Tim, thank you so much for joining us in the booth. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, definitely. Just so let everyone know that Locked On Lads podcast is back, which is fantastic news. Wilco will be driving that and get onto that. It used to be quite popular when we had it about a year ago, and Wilco's getting behind that again. And then secondly, as same as last season, we don't have sponsors. We support charities, and Wilco and Vic are doing the Shitbox Rally later this year. So they need funds to help prepare the car. They've already got the Scorpion ready to go, but go to lockedonlads.com/charity and support if you can.
Oh, I love that one. Get yourselves involved in that one as well. I don't mind being a guest on podcasts, Tim, either. You know what I mean? I'm just putting
sure
it out
Wilco
there.
would love you, mate. Wilco would love you on there. He would love you on there.
Well, DMs are open, buddy. Just hit me up. I do love a good old yarn for a bit of a period of time there as well. Tim, thank you so much for joining us here, buddy. Look forward to seeing what you can do next week.
Cheers. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Oh, I do love inviting myself, Cowie, onto people's podcasts. You know what I mean?
I made a big that up, buddy.
You know what I mean? I do love a good podcast chinwag, but that's because I could talk for ages. Right, let's bring him in here as well. The man who took 2 out of 2. We spoke to him a little bit earlier on there as well. He's gone and made it 3 out of 3. Tim said he was playing with his food at the end there. Was Dylan DeBono really playing with Tim Conn? Could he have taken him earlier? Well, we'll find out right about now as he is in the booth. Dylan, welcome in, buddy.
Hey, boys. How are we?
I'm good, mate. So, was you playing with your dinner before in race 3?
Oh, to be honest with you, those first 2 races I found if you push real hard at the start, you had no tyre left at the end. So I was sitting behind him. I was trying to pull the gap to the car behind and saving tyres. And then once old mate started catching up a little bit, I sort of went for it. And Tim definitely wasn't slow by any means. He had the pace and he was always going to fight back. But it's always good racing Tim, someone clean. Gives you respect and. Yeah, it's good to race against something like that.
Yeah, that's what I said to Tim.
You mentioned the toe in the last time we spoke to you in the middle of race 2 and 3, being the big equaliser around here. Obviously, it sort of helped you when you had to start sort of in the midfield for those last 2 races. It looked powerful, but looking at the footage of you coming down here into the hairpin at the end of the straight, I know JP mentioned a couple of times you were trying to park it on the apex there and not let the guys get a run on around the outside of you.
Yeah, that was the big thing, just putting the car in the right spot. If you're on the inside of a hairpin, you're most of the time going to make it out in front, because it's going to be hard to go around the outside. So just parked it up in the middle of the apex so you couldn't get back under and. Race 2, it was a bit of a bust up, but that's just how it is, But with such close racing, it's always going to happen. But yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I think that was one of the things. There was plenty of action tonight. I didn't really see anything horrendous. We saw a little bit of carnage lap 1, turn 1, but we saw it in all 3 races, to be honest. I didn't think it was, the racing overall was bad this evening. I thought the rundown between you and Chapman in race 2 was absolutely amazing. You and Tim having a good old battle here as well. And to be fair, 3 out of 3 for you is going to give you a big old boost in the old points championship.
Yeah, that's just touching on what you said before about the racing. I heard one of the guys say he wasn't very happy with how the racing was, but I think you're racing so close together, and I don't think there was any silly moves or big dive bombs. I think it was all clean. From what I saw, I don't know about you guys, but what I saw, it was pretty close racing. It was rubbing here and there, but that's just how it's going to be, and I think the 3 from 3 points, that's always going to help the championship. It's very early days, only 3 rounds in, and with Josh not being there and Jamie as well, that's going to help as well. So
yeah, and as I say, I didn't see anything horrendous, but maybe concentrating on the battle in there as well. Dylan, thank you so much for joining us there, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, big thanks to Velocity Sim Labs, all the help they do, Original Digital Design, Here to Race YouTube channel. You guys for streaming, without the stream, doesn't get anywhere near as much audience as what it would have. SRW for hosting the league, that's always a good event to come to. The race control team and all the guys for showing up.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Dylan, for joining us there, buddy. I look forward to seeing how Road America goes next week.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
Take care. See, I didn't see any of that, Cowie. I didn't think.
When you're fighting for the victory, you a bump at the wrong time, we commonly refer to bump passes and little, sort of taps in the door. I mean, even, Van Gisbergen was known to, use those little tactics every now and again in real life. He's now in NASCAR and they do that for real all the time over there. So it's just a part of racing. Sometimes you can feel a bit hard done by. I know I had a moment on Tuesday night where I felt the guy closed down on me, but, race control didn't see it that way. He was still slightly in front. So, it is what it is. In the heat of the moment, sometimes you think it's a bit harsher than it was. That's why we always say, don't blow up over the radio, because wait until you've had a chance to look at the replay. Often or not, you're a contributing factor to the incident.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that one plays out. I didn't really think it was anything horrendous. I thought there was great racing. There was side-by-sides. There was sticking your nose up, you should say, bump passing on the way through. I don't know. Let us know. If you do watch it back, let us know down in the comments below and tell us what we've missed there as well. So thanks so much to everybody. That's going to wrap it up here this evening as well. So thank you so much for joining us once more. I've been JB up here in the booth with Cowie. And as always, guys, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because, I'll tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us.